You put Rooster Endo in the subject line, and then you tell us a little bit about your bike, and you send us a nice picture, and then we discuss it on the show, and the one that gives us the most enjoyment gets a $100 gift certificate from Tacomoto. That's tacomoto.co. No, but I can play a quick video. So
He's airborne!
Yep, I'm flying through the air. This is not good.
I'll still do it on my knees, if I need to. Hi, Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. We are allegedly live, and that's not Logan.
Nah,
No, Jimmy Tyler. You get two Jimmys tonight. Welcome to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. This is episode number 255, I believe. I think we've been doing it that long. Hopefully the volume's okay. Hopefully it sounds good. I was going to do something else while it was funny because it said 6 minutes. I go, man, it's going to take a long time to get through that. And
I think you asked if it skipped forward. I'm like, it didn't. Not 6 minutes.
It didn't happen. So I'm going to try to do this other thing I was going to do here. I was going to try to call this guy here because I got something else to put on the show. I could probably clip him into this other thing here. This is the show where we talk about motorcycle and motorcycle related products, and sometimes we do crank calls, and we'll see how this works out. If it goes through the machine here. Oh yeah, that worked. Oh, he's not gonna pick up. I had a really good way to start the show. So welcome everybody. Thanks for joining in. If I could see the chat like I'm supposed to, here it is. Asher Lito is watching TTT after work in the office. He
Welcome.
is working for the Forest Service, clearing our trails up in Idaho.
Different God's work.
Yeah, and he won the Rooster Endo by crowd approval.
Good.
He won Rooster Endo, and I think we're getting it all arranged. Hopefully, he's in the office trying to email Taco Mike right now, and that way he gets his $100 to fix our government bikes. Because evidently he was a victim of Doge, and they're not
Not hooking him up with good stuff.
Well, I don't know. It was I didn't get the whole story
on the Doge report.
So
here.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm trying to mute Jay Clark's microphone. There we go. So we have mute Jay Clark for everyone in the call. Yeah, I'm gonna mute him.
No love.
Yeah. So that's okay. We muted you, Jay, because we're trying to get this thing going. Our special guest tonight is Jay Clark.
Yeah.
From Dirt Bike TV. Hold on. I'll give you a teaser of Jay Clark. I have to figure out which one's right here. Call and guess. There's a teaser right there. See, there's Jay. Say hi, Jay. We got him muted right now. So, Asher Lito, is Trevor, you on the line?
Can you hear the pills?
Can I hear the pain pills? No, but I can play a quick video. So
He's airborne!
Yep, I'm flying through the air. This is not good.
That's why we do things around here. Trevor, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Does it hurt to laugh?
No, just to sneeze.
Just to sneeze. So
Yes.
Yamaha is bringing you Trevor Hunter right now. If you would have been riding the Yamaha, I don't think you would have cartwheeled as much.
I think XT250 would have handled that real well.
Well, on an XT250, you would have been doing what you're supposed to be doing on a parade lap.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what is the definition of a parade lap? Wait, is that what it was called? Was it called a parade lap or a sighting lap?
Lap.
Sighting lap. So what did you not see?
My eyes against me were squinting a little too much. I'm not sure what was going on, but I couldn't see. I couldn't see the whole buried under all that silt that was right in front of what I hit.
Were you riding in somebody's dust when this was going?
No, so it's a little dusty on the left. So that's why I went to the left, and then that's all happened.
So tonight on the show, Trevor Hunter, I'm gonna drop you in there. This is Trevor. I'll put you as a guest right now. But you're mostly okay. Bruised ego.
So very bruised. Yeah.
Okay. Broken scapula. Yeah.
Yes. And yeah.
And that's basically it.
Like a bruised lung or something, but that don't hurt too bad.
Sorry to hear that, Trevor. But you did find a replacement rider.
We did. Probably faster than me. It's actually maybe worked out a little better. I'm not sure.
What did that spot pay? Like how much did you offer your replacement rider?
Free dinner one of the nights.
So that's what
They got to share a bed with me for 2 nights.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know those kind of deals were available out there. Maybe I didn't get the call. In fact, somebody had to tell me that you did your own little cartwheel. I figure I would have been first on the list to get the call.
I won't get. If we had enough tequila, you would have been our first call, but we didn't have any.
Right on. So how did your team do?
They ended up fourth. They started last, obviously, because there's team didn't qualify, under qualifying, so they started last and then worked up to fourth by the end.
In the dust.
Yeah.
And how it was from what I heard, it was nearly impossible to overtake.
Yeah, the dust, especially in the morning, the dust was. I mean, second place might have had a little bit of enough breeze, I guess you could say, to kind of see, but after that, it was terrible.
Just hanging in the air.
Yeah.
How did your bike run? I saw your bike over here in the shop over here.
Yeah, I got a new radiator and I ran all 500 miles, so pretty good.
It's better than the last time, right?
Yes, a little bit better.
You think it was because you weren't on the bike?
We go with that. Yeah, I'm not going to argue.
Well, right on. So yes. Now, since you're out of commission for a little while, that means I have to come out and ride all the test bikes again.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous, especially the updated Yamaha. Really,
you were getting excited.
Really gonna miss that one.
Yep. Should we play the video one more time? Yeah.
He's airborne!
Yep, I'm flying through the air. This is not good.
So much.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well, it's
record my own stuff.
We hate to see that. In fact, when I told Jimmy I was going to play that video, it's like because he's like me. I don't like watching crash videos or anything like that. But if we're making fun of you, I think it's okay.
It's okay.
Crispy says, "Ouch," and heal up soon, Trevor. So
thank you.
Yep. So that's Trevor Hunter. Anything else? Any other news that we need to know about? Do you got any other cool stuff to tell us?
That's been all I've been doing the last couple of weeks, getting ready for that. It's not a whole lot. I'm writing a Yamaha 4VFX test. That'll come out soon. Test on that gas 300 with the future performance kit.
What was wrong? What was wrong with me that I was the only one that really liked the YZ450FX? I don't want to say it's in their head.
that they don't like the Yamaha, but maybe it's a little bit in their head.
Do you think it's because I've been riding Yamahas more, and I was more used to it?
Maybe, but Todd rode this Yamaha last year and spent quite a bit of time with it and really, really liked it. So I would have guessed that he would have been able to at least jump on this one and feel more comfortable than he did. But and Jeff, I knew he hasn't really spent a whole lot of time listening to Yamaha. He hasn't really liked the Yamahas lately.
Yep.
So I wasn't super surprised when he liked the Honda more, but Todd had ridden the Yamaha enough last year. I thought he would have liked it more. But I don't know. I didn't really get to watch them ride it. But to me, like usually when people don't like the Yamaha, they aren't gelling with the motor and they're either not riding it correctly or they don't have the right gap in it. And so maybe I didn't get to watch them ride and see how they're riding it. But maybe that was why I didn't like it that much. Because once we changed the mapping, they both like it better.
Yeah,
But still not as much as Yamaha.
yeah. I was pretty sure when we kind of tuned it down a little bit, I think I liked it better.
Yep.
Yeah. So Dave told us your volume is low, so I just turned you up a little bit there.
Okay.
But well, right on. I wasn't really surprised because the Yamaha is a little bit different than the other bikes. When you're riding as we were riding a couple different KTM Austrian brands, and then also the Honda, and they're all a little bit different, but the Yamaha is a little bit more of an outlier.
Yeah. And for Yamaha, that's a piece of a bike.
Yeah,
For sure.
it can't be.
It can't be.
With Power Tuner, by the way, Yamaha sponsor the show. That's probably why I liked the bike, because Yamaha's a sponsor of the show. Do you think?
That's all the reason. All the reason, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we aired that out. So, okay, well, Trevor, I'll let you go. I know you got a big meeting to determine the future of off-road racing in Southern California.
Yeah, it's big. I'm in charge, I think. Maybe. Hopefully not.
Just take some more pain pills, and you'll probably do better than the majority of them. So,
I think so.
okay, Trevor, thanks for joining us. And everybody's telling us our volume's too low. I don't know how to fix this stuff. Somebody's got to be a professional here. Hold on a second. I know how to fix this. Wait.
I'll fix this.
I'll have the devil come in and do some tuning. Okay, Trevor, we'll talk to you later. See ya.
All right, sounds good.
As Trevor Hunter, everybody, he's the number 15 person at Dirt Bike Test, behind all the accountants, the generator operator, or the janitor, or something like that. All those things. Jimmy Tyler, welcome back to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. It's been a little while.
Fun to be here. Love it as always.
Yeah, let's see if I can figure out how to make the volume lower. If I had a list of our sponsors, I would have you read them off. But you know what all our sponsors are, right?
Yeah, we got some cool stuff. We got Dirt Bike Test, obviously. Yamaha. What do we got? DDT. Let's see. Scott Goggles. Right. There is Seat Concepts. Yeah. There's a seat right behind you. You can hold the seat up. I still haven't worn these damn gloves. Rich Lafferty sent me some gloves. Oh, we have a new segment tonight. What is that?
I just remembered. Hopefully the volume is going back up. I'm really trying, people. I'm pushing all the buttons that I can to make the volume go up right now, and it's not working very well. So we'll fix it in post-production, I think. Just turn yours up, and then when you change the channel,
get better speakers.
Blow your ears out. Well, Jerry Bernardo has a new book.
Huh.
It's called Concrete Balloons, and I'm going to check see if this thing is okay. So that doesn't work. I knew there was a problem with that, so I have to go emergency here. This is how we show things. This is Jerry Bernardo's new book. It's called Concrete Balloons. It's poetry. There's
cool artwork on
Jerry in the back. Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of what he is, a little bit of an artist.
A lot of it.
And Dan Parker says, I wish I could watch. I submitted Rooster Endo a bit ago. I think I got that. Was Dan one of the Rooster Endos that we got? I don't remember. He's hopped on a plane. Okay, well, and you're going to wait till cruising altitude. Don't make the plane crash by, having Tech Talk Taco Tuesday come through the airplane.
Hi, bro.
Dan, I think, I don't know, was he one of the ones that I just put in there? Because if you sent it a long time, if you sent it in the last hour, we got it. If you didn't, if you sent it a long time ago, we don't have it. You need to make sure you put Rooster Endo in the subject line. So for those who don't know, Rooster Endo is a little game we play here where you send us a picture of your bike. You send it to myname@dirtbiketest.com. You, not my name, but my name. You got that? Right. You put
Clever.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I don't like to give out my email address that much. So you put that in you put Rooster Endo in the subject line, and then you tell us a little bit about your bike, and you send us a nice picture, and then we discuss it on the show, and the one that gives us the most enjoyment gets a $100 gift certificate from Tacomoto. That's tacomoto.co. So if you need stuff for your bike, you're going to have $100 off. But if you really need stuff for your bike, you just go to tacomoto.co, use their little search tool, and you can find what you need. And that's what it is. But the new segment is we're just going to open up a page of Jerry's book and read the poetry.
Cool.
But we want to wait till later because I don't want anybody to...
I'm going to need some tequila for that.
Mezcal. Right.
Sorry.
So I read one today. Because this has been in my truck. He threw it into my truck. It's been in my truck, and I'm scared about reading because we have his other book right there underneath the. Bulletproof.
Oh yeah,
Bulletproof Designs, definitely another big sponsor of the show, making me a balsa wood breakable disc protector. So this is coffee brewed from a graveyard mist. That gives you nightmares. And I think this one might even be better. So the new segment is if you want to stop us from reading these excerpts from the book, then you can sponsor the segment and we won't read it.
We stop reading.
That's how this works. So
okay.
So if you don't want us to read from this book, right here, if you don't want us to read from, where's my camera at? Right there. If you don't want us to read from this book, then you sponsor the segment and we'll put it on pause from the next time. But you might have to wait for the first one. We'll see how it is. Okay, this is the show where we answer your motorcycle product related questions. If you have questions, throw them up in the chat. If you forgot to ask your question, you can throw it up in right now. And we had some other stuff that we were going to talk about. Jay Clark. That's right. Let's bring Jay Clark onto the show. It's 6:30. I told him 6:30. We'll see if he's there. I got to find the window. He's there. He's ready to go. And Jay, you're going to have to unmute yourself. And unmuted. Jay Clark, welcome to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday.
Thanks, man.
I am excited to have you on the show, and it's causing Jimmy Tyler to start drinking.
I didn't have to drive to Pahrump.
No, we're learning how to work all these buttons on the show, and but it's working out good. Jay is the inventor, owner of Dirt Bike TV. He is a walking encyclopedia of tech tips, and he posts them on his Instagram account. And how many tips do you think you have up there?
Oh, just thousands.
Thousands.
And a lot of them are the same one, 2 years later or whatever, but people like simple tips quickly. As you know, they want quick. I was thinking,
yep, for sure.
If you could have somebody follow you around, you could do this all day with everything that you're messing with all your hundreds of bikes there.
I want to know how to find a filmer kid because I just scare them all away.
But somebody, if a kid came, he could work for like a year and be versed in how to get lots of content done and then go get a real job. He would just be an intern,
I would like. Well, I've tried the intern route. It didn't work. Usually I spend all my time teaching them how to break things or not break things, but they usually break things and I'd have to fix it anyway. So it like doubled my workload plus the teaching that went into it. And then at the end, they just bolt anyways and go chase girls or whatever they do. So I need a filmer kid. I would like to try some of that too over there.
Okay.
So I was intrigued. The reason I was flipping through the Facegrams or whatever they were today, and I saw you doing a Mousse, and I have never seen you struggle so much, and I had to watch it. I mean, I saw the bulge of the Mousse, And I go, okay, that's a big one. I could tell that.
Yeah.
And then I started watching it, and you're not using, and I use the Rabaconda. It's just, once you kind of like learn how to use, I'll still do it on my knees, if I need to, on the ground. So I saw, and I never use a stand, Jay. If I'm going to do it, I do it on the ground just because I like using my body for leverage and stuff and using my weight. Like I put my knees are still good enough where I can use my weight to use that to collapse the bead down on a regular tire or whatever it is. Anyways, I kind of go, and I started watching, and the coolest thing you did was you pulled out the, what's the name of the tool, the thing that you would glue wood together with?
It's a clamp.
A clamp, big clamp.
Wood clamp.
He's going to grab it right now. So he pulled out a wood clamp and used it to compress the rim lock in. Yeah. So there we go. Yep. So there it is.
And you can pull it apart to get wide over the rim, and then you just, to ratchet it on. And this one, you need a big one to fit around the tire to get the rim lock.
Most of them are smaller than that.
Yeah, because I have some that are used for gluing a lot of other things. They have longer teeth on them. Yeah. And I use the. It just depends on the tool. In the Rabaconda, there's a place you can hook one of those rounded curved tire irons in. You can kind of leverage that. Yeah. And I'll usually I'll pull the tire iron and lever it right at the same time so it slips underneath. But I see that's like one of the most difficult things, especially with the thicker, rally style mousses, to get that thing in. I've seen people try to do it and really, you jack up the tire or even break the bead when they're trying to do some of this stuff. And I was kind of watching you, and it looked a little struggling, and I was going, is he going to break that bead? To me, it looked close, but
it wasn't bad. I make sure you can tell. And I do have a Rabaconda of all things, but it was just one of those things where we didn't dismount a Mousse. I wasn't going to go get the Rabaconda out just to mount up. I go, I got this. But I'm also used to the Dunlop mousses. That wasn't a Dunlop mousse, and it was really big for that tire. And so that's right. And so I do like to post stuff when I do struggle a little bit. I try not to just show the good side of things. Hey, some stuff's not easy. So I don't have any problem showing it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I talk about I learn from my mistakes, or I try to figure out a better way, or it's like, oh, why did I do it a certain way? So you ended up getting on, all went good, bead popped out, it was all set and ready to go.
Oh yeah. And have you seen our little trick we do with the valve stem? We get a valve stem out of a no good tube and cut it out.
Right. So I do that on a lot of mine. Because I have wheels, I have so many different wheels. He's gonna go show us his thing. I have a ton of different wheels, and some of them are like Mousse wheels, because the Mousse wheels are all filled up with lube, and they're all they're a mess. And then so I have two wheels and whatever, but my Mousse wheels generally have I'll go back to Jay's thing here. He's going to hold up his.
So you just cut out a valve stem. When you have a bad tube, just cut the valve stem out before you throw the tube away. And you have something like this, and then I put it in, and then I'll put like a washer. I'll use this concave washer on top of the rim, and then jam the nut down, and it kind of seals pretty good. And then you can use it to help beat up the tire. If you're on that one we did the other day, it was so big and tight that it fit right on. You didn't have to do anything to beat it on. But some of them you do need to beat it up a little bit so you can get some air in there to help seat it.
Especially when you're running the softer. Yeah, the softer tires, the softer mousses, or an older mousse that you're trying to get. Like mine start as rally mousses, then they go to quote dual sport mousse, and then they go to trail riding mousse, and then they go to extreme enduro mousse. And when you're kind of going from trail riding to extreme enduro mousse, they generally don't bead back up on the rim. I'm not one of those guys that takes a brand new mousse and drills holes through it. I just cycle them down through the thing. And one thing we're working on with Trevor and stuff is we're doing a pretty exhaustive comparison of all the different mousses. And we've done the nitro mousses, the Michelin mousses, the air mousses, the mousse balls. We've got like 5 or 7 different ones that we've used them all to failure. Actually, I'm trying to get a couple of them to fail right now. And that means being stupid abusive with them. That means going out in the dry lake bed and going 100 miles an hour for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just holding. You can do on our dry lake bed here. I can hold a KTM 500 wide open, and if I do it right, I never have to let off.
You're crazy.
I can keep it you're turning as much as you care to turn at 100.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
And
not for me.
it will melt a Mousse.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. If you do it, it actually, I put one in an adventure bike and it didn't take that long because it all depends on how much you can spin. But the adventure bike was going like 115, 120, and it was sketchy. Because every once in a while, like you're just going and there's good traction, and then you'll hit something that like,
I know. That dry lake I was clean I like to think.
Yep.
Also tell them your trick that if you got like 50 bikes and 37 of them have mousses and some don't, and you put those little valve stems in everyone.
Yep.
Jimmy, he always spray paints them green.
Oh, yeah.
So you know not to try to put air in it when you're or check the tire pressure and things like that.
Good idea.
Oh, yeah. No, we have when we were doing our schools, some of these bikes are on mousses and somebody go, hey, that tire's flat. I checked it. There's no air in there. I go, no, it's a mousse.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know? It's like,
well,
so my tech tip on top of your tech tip is spray paint that little valve core a weird color.
Right.
So that people can know that. I mean, most people aren't dealing with 70 motorcycles.
Right.
It's just their bike and they know they have mousses in it. But, it's just one of those things. It's like this is, hey, one of the best stories ever is why Dirt Rider magazine picked a stackable bike stand as the product of the year. Because you could stack a whole bunch of them together. And I wasn't there when this happened, but I'm just saying that's a little bit out of touch with the ordinary people's problems.
Two or three.
You probably have that problem.
I do, but I don't like to stack stands. But yes, that's like a Dirt Rider before you were there thing where you're like, we hate it when we have 10 bikes that we have to have stands for. So I'm not a fan of stackable stands.
Well, actually, because you and here's the other. So the second reason I thought I got to get Jay back on the show is I was up at my place up in the mountains, and I pulled out a pristine, because all my stands now are just destroyed. And Jay, when he used to deliver project bikes, he would usually deliver it with a stand. And who are you? I mean, probably
Works
Connection ones.
Yeah,
they're really nice aluminum ones. Back in the day, and they had the little panel on. He had the sticker made up with all the project bike sponsors on it, and so it'd be Pivot Works and
if you're going to do it, you should do it right. So I would deliver the bike so we have the proper stand, get some coverage for the companies that are helping.
Yeah, and so it'd have all the logos on it, and so it was funny because it just got stuffed back in this corner in this garage we have. And it was just pristine, but it was I should have taken a picture of it and sent it to you. But it was like Pivot Works. It was green and red. It's almost like Christmas colors.
It was probably to match the bike, whatever bike it was.
Oh, I know. I don't remember what bike it was, but obviously the stand got left there, and the bike went back.
That's what I think. I can never remember these bikes because I get guys writing me all the time. They ask me questions about a bike I had like in 2010. At a build, and they send a picture of it. Like, I'm going to remember everything that was done and everything, 15 years later, and I don't.
Right. Yeah. How do you remember? That's what I'm saying. I'll bet you it was a Kawasaki, just because it was, like I said, it was green, and I don't know the red. Maybe it was like a Works Racing number plate or some kind of, who knows. You did a Tom Morgan big bore for us, I think, at some point. And then now see my brain starting to remember some of these things, and it would have been back in the two-stroke days for sure.
Like a KX 327.
That could have been it.
Yeah,
I know. I don't remember. There's a lot of stuff. Hey, Shane Monreal says he's been on an older two-stroke for a while and looking to get a newer bike. Why on the 450s fuel pumps? He says, why on the 450s fuel pumps are being replaced? To me, it seems quite frequently. Jay?
I think that might be a misunderstanding of what's out there. The KTMs are about the only bikes that have had some fuel pump issues in the 2016 to 22 models. And honestly, even that is a bit overblown, but it just sucks when it happens. But for the most part, it's guys with bikes with over 100 hours on them that will tend to have the problem on the 16 to 22 on the KTM models. On the other bikes, I don't see there being a big rash of fuel pump problems. Unless he's just getting we don't see it. We don't see that problem.
Yeah, I tend to agree 100% that it's kind of like what I was going to say. What's the problem? Well, you're reading the internet too much.
Right.
You're watching us. So if you're watching this, you're definitely watching too much internets.
But we won't have too much false news. We'll try to keep it real.
We work on this stuff on a regular basis. It's around us all the time, and you kind of see it. But I'll tell you, and it's not just the Austrian brands that are fuel pumps. When people say I have a fuel pump problem, in a lot of the circles I run around, there's a lot of racers, and they have dry brake fuel caps. And a dry brake has a dish in it where all the dirt gets to sit, and when you put that quick receiver in there, bang, all that dirt goes down there. What's the number one thing that's going to kill a fuel pump?
Yeah,
dirt. And when that dirt goes in there and it's a nice dirt clod and maybe a couple little tiny rocks, well, the fuel filter is going to stop some of it, but the small pieces are going to go up there and start doing wear and tear on the pump. Or if there's enough stuff, it gets in the filter and the fuel pump has to work extra hard, and then that could cause some problems too. It stop pumping enough fuel and different things. I have a lot of KTM 500s, and these are kind of the bikes that you're hearing about. I've had to replace in the entire time, and we're talking thousands and thousands of hours, maybe 3 fuel pumps. And when I take them apart, it's hard to find, it's literally hard to find the problem. And usually the failure is slow. It's over a period of time. You start noticing, especially mid-range to top end, you start noticing your bike doesn't pull as good, because it's just not getting the fuel delivery. And then sometimes there's hard starting, associated with it. So if you're having, it's kind of like, remember when intake valves would always start going bad, the bikes just wouldn't start, we had to kick them.
Yeah. And
well, if your fuel injected bike doesn't start, your intake valves might be bad, but it might be a fuel delivery issue because that electric starter does such a good job of kicking it really fast over a long period of time.
Right.
So, older 2-stroke means you have a carburetor and a petcock, and I'm more scared of carburetors, petcocks, jets plugged than I am anything to do with a fuel pump anymore.
Yeah.
And Jesse G says you got to run that net inside the filler cap. You could. I don't. I mean, I have some of them that it's like a drop-in sleeve that sits inside there, and I've run them and I've not run them, and I'm still not saying just don't put dirt in your gas tank.
Yeah.
Oh, race gas. Certain race gases can also be hard on fuel pumps.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
They can be gummier.
Yeah, and I don't know. Do you think the gas gets gummier if it sits, or what is it?
Yeah, and not that goes for regular gas too. Is if anything you're letting sit in there for a long time is definitely going to affect it. So that's about the only thing we see. We don't let bikes sit that long without fuel, or without being rid, I could say. So
on that fuel pump and some other things. So I've seen some of the race gases, the more expensive, more exotic ones, be hard on rubber parts, and there's not a lot of rubber parts inside of a fuel pump, but there's some plastic and stuff. So a lot of times it does take sitting if you're just using it. But I've also seen people that they do the race gas and then they're pretty good about draining their tank. I've never seen anybody really, unless you take the fuel pump out, get it completely dry. And I would rather have it sit with a normal fuel, even with ethanol. I'm not that scared of that, but a non-ethanol fuel would probably be the most ideal. But if I had race gas in there, I would run some normal fuel in there to dilute it or to take some of those, to wash some of those additives out.
And I will say some of the race fuel thing is in the last 5 or 6 years, this stuff is way better on that type of stuff. The companies have realized they can't have that stuff that deteriorates so bad. I've noticed that.
Good. Yeah. Cause I don't use race gas a lot. I don't do much with it. And it's mostly because I don't want I came from an era where there was a lot of crazy stuff in race gas. I used to run F&L race fuel because it was very consistent and there was nothing that was bad in it as far as we ran it for a long time, never had any problems. But there was, there was Trick, race gas, and there was, what are some of the other companies? VP's always been around and theirs was relatively consistent. Oh, yeah. But there was a couple other kind of like, I would say, more local race gases. And I mean, there was guys that were blending. When I was racing the Golden State Series back in the, the 1980s, there was guys that were bringing their own blends of gas to the racetrack. I don't know what they were putting inside of that stuff. So, okay. And Craig Albert says, we would love to see Jimmy doing instructional videos. He has a lot of experience in many different areas. Yeah. I think he's talking about more than just motorcycle stuff.
Right. We need to get a filmer for you. There's got to be some kid. But the problem is that you live out in the middle of nowhere, though.
Well, this is God's country out here. It's a little hotter than shit right now, so it's not a good I'm trying to leave so I can go riding someplace. That's why I do leave, actually. Yeah. Hey, how did I gave you a line on a place to go riding not too long, or it's been a little while.
Yeah, we stopped there and it was really fun. And until my buddy hit a barbed wire in one of those washes and right across his neck and face.
Ooh.
Yeah, it blew apart his goggles and he got a cut right in his face. Luckily he was and it was kind of dusty, so we had just taken turns and he kind of wanted to go out. I go, yeah, go ahead, you go out front. And I don't know if it was lucky for me or what, but he was going maybe a little fast for his skill set.
Was it a single strand, or was it like a downed fence?
No, it's one of those fences that was going across. So it was like high, like he went down and he got under most of it.
You're riding in sand washes.
Yeah.
And it was one where the wash should wash down below the fence line.
Right. And it was and right close to there was this Breaking Bad like motorhome out in the middle of nowhere out there. Fully out there with like piping and stuff. And then it had been eventually, it looked like somebody had been living out there for a while and then they just left it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to places you can ride motorcycles.
That's my motto. People always ask me, they complain about nowhere to ride, and I say, in your town, is there a dump or a train tracks? And when they say, I say, go look close to the dump or train tracks, and you can find something.
Hey, I watched a High Speed Pursuit. It was on. I don't know what it was. Somehow I started getting fed High Speed Pursuits. I watched a High Speed Pursuit, and it was like in Fontana. It was like on Fontana PD, and there was these two dudes riding. One was a full-on race bike, numbers, name on the number plate, and all that stuff like that. Probably not the name and the number of the guy that was riding it. Recently stolen, evidently. And the other guy was a kind of a brand new Honda, and they're riding along, just cruising down the streets, flipping off the cops that are tailing them, and they were following them. And then they kept riding, and they got into that riverbed down there. Mm-hmm. And turned in the riverbed and tried to ditch him. And one of the cops decided to get off and walk down in the riverbed and found him. And there was like 100 people down there riding quads and Jeeps and all kinds of stuff. I mean, they scattered when they saw the cop. And these guys were just sitting there next to their bikes like nothing was going to happen. And somebody watched it. It was on like that live PD. Somebody watched it and recognized one of the bikes and called into the show and told them, hey, that bike was just stolen from me. And they recovered the bike. Yeah. So riverbeds, train tracks, because there's train tracks that run right through that area. I recognize it. We used to shoot photos down there all the time. It was where we used to shoot photos with Kenny Jones.
Yeah, close to his house. Yeah.
Yeah, down in that river. I guess that's a big off-roading area now, or stolen vehicle area, whatever you'd like to say. Hey, so if you have any questions for Jay Clark or myself, let us know. We can pass them along on the show. I'm going to go over to our YouTube's channel here, and we have some questions that I'm going to pose to Jay as well. Let's see if we have the thing here. I got to push more buttons. Let's see. Copyright. Yeah, I get nailed in copyright all the time.
Yeah.
Let's see where the questions come in. A Honda XR150L full bike test. Have you ridden one? You've ridden one of those, yeah?
Yeah, I own one. The new one?
You own one?
I own one.
Yeah.
I bought it from Honda. And yeah, it's actually a really cool bike. And now it is the India bike or wherever it is. And it does
Mexico.
And it has a carburetor. It has a carburetor that clogs up if you leave gas in for more than 12 minutes without riding it. So
what it's like a 12.5 pilot jet or something?
Really. really small. And so I've been better, much better. And in the carburetor, the bowl has a drain, so it's really easy to drain it. So I just gotten in the habit of now I just drain it after
So question for you here. Would you leave gas in or would you drain if you're not going to ride it?
I think I have better results when it's drained.
Okay.
So when I drain it out, it seems to be better because it gets all out of there. And so I think it's less likely than if you were to leave it in the gas. Because I think in the gas, it can be the pilot jet can be partially in. It's not fully submerged. And maybe if it was fully submerged, it'd be different. But I think it can dry up too quick and not be fully submerged. And that's where I think the problem happens with it builds up and it doesn't take much at all to, clog it up.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I like to leave fuel. I like to leave fuel in because I feel, but I'm pretty damn sure that the skinny part, the tiny part of the pilot jet is above fuel level.
It's pretty thin all the way through. So you like a full bowl, as you say. I would prefer to drain it. I've had better luck that way anyway.
Yeah,
But you do have 70 bikes out there, but I don't have any. You got carburetors.
I sold a KTM 525 the other day. I was
one less.
The Alex from Ramiro's Mexican restaurant where we started this podcast. His dad let us start the podcast. He now runs the place. He called me up and goes, "Hey Jimmy, you got any dirt bikes?" And I'm looking at this bike that's been on a stand. It's been on one of those air jack up stands now for so long that the line that you used to raise and lower it, it actually corroded and cracked, and I couldn't lower it down. Oh, because you have to pump air into it to get it off the safety thing. Yeah. So it's been up there for a while. I looked at it. I said, if I haven't touched, because I put it up there to work on it, and I don't really work on bikes up there that much, but more to get it out of the way. I'm like, if I haven't done it for that long, I'm going to sell this damn thing. So I sold him that thing still had the on the side covers. It still had the polish, but it started right up.
Yeah.
Gas in it, and the gas that was in it was 3 years old. And I mean, before I started it, I drained. I just knew because it's easy. Just Alan put in there. I drained it and put not all the gas, but I put it was probably like a half gallon. I put a gallon in there and drained it so new gas went through. You could tell by the color. It was like really, really dark brown. And then when it got clear, I'm like, okay, it's time to start. Fired right up. Unbelievable. Cool. So,
the guy's asking about my CR250s. He said, I built 5 CR250s a while back. And I still have 2 left. So if anybody's looking for a 95, 96 CR250 for way too much money, they can hit me up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Big John, our buddy over here, had one. Because those have the magnesium cases, right?
No. You have to go back to a little bit older than that, to like 89 to 90, 80. I know like 85 to 89 in that range would have those that would corrode out.
I thought the ones that you had, that it was the ones that the impellers would always corrode out.
No.
That's older. That's older.
Older.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah.
He's still have a couple.
He wants to sell them to you. Don T, I mean. But it looks like don't.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Donnelly, do you have any info on the new Kawasaki 2-stroke?
I know that it's real. It's just, I think people are upset that they announced it so long ago and then basically have given us no info. You would think that they should have gave us some new info like in, June, July. Hey, they're going to be coming out this fall, and here's what it is. But I have heard that it's going to be legit, 125/150 range bike and a 250/300 size, and that there would be an off-road version just like they do. But the Kawasaki off-road versions, like with the 4-strokes, I think would be the gauge. And I doubt it's going to be a full-on XC type off-road bike. It's going to be just a big tank, big stand.
18-inch wheel kickstand.
And the new X's, I forgot, don't even have big tanks. On the 25s.
I don't think they ever did.
No, they
Kawasaki's
did. They had big tanks for a little bit on their X's, but now they even took away the big tank.
Wow.
Huh. Yeah, I don't remember them having larger tanks on the Kawasaki's.
They just figure that if you're going to get one of those bikes, if you want a big tank,
you're going to get it.
You're going to get a legit one.
Yeah, big tank. Right. So that wouldn't surprise me. And then usually it's on the X's, it just comes with the power tuning clip in a different. It's like instead of the green one, they run the black one or whatever it is. They don't even really change the ignition that much. Wow. So I mean, yeah, I don't think it's not that hard to just throw on an 18-inch rear wheel. I haven't heard a whole lot about it. I know they were kind of, should we release more information or should, but they're, they made it, they made a sound. And when I heard that sound, it sounded very KX500 like. If I were to, when I listened to it, it just like, that sounds like a KX500. I don't think they're going to remake that. I mean, there was definitely some hope.
If they did, all those guys that are selling KX500s right now for 10 grand would be in big trouble because no one would want their.
Oh yeah, they would.
Their 94 KX500 for 10 grand when they can go buy a brand new, 26 KX500. So
they could really just restamp that bike. They could honestly just get the old molds, restamp that thing, and they would sell probably enough to make it worth their while.
Yeah. But if they
didn't do any development.
No one. But what people forget is when CR500s and KX500s were dying out in the late 90s to early 2000s, they couldn't hardly give them away. They were just selling them just to a few desert guys. No one wanted to ride one, and then as soon as the 450s came out, it was dead. So people forget that no one was buying those bikes.
Right, and it was. I remember, like I said, they were trying to get us to test them at the magazine all the time. Like, oh, we got to sell these things or whatever. I loved them. I was racing a KX500 at Carlsbad every weekend. Like it was just a fun bike to ride there, and it was just flexy enough to where it really worked good. But everything else was getting a lot better, and those 500s were just kind of staying the same. And then I raced a Barkmaster, Crippa Barkmaster CR500 at Mammoth. And that was when all the 4-strokes were coming. Oh, the YZ400 was in and stuff. And it was different times for sure. So, let's see. Jesse G has a question. Is a 2004 KTM 950S Go model worth $6,000? I found one for sale in Reno. The guy replaced the water pump and did some form of intake and carburetor updates. Thanks. 2004, geez, I don't know.
It's a 950, right?
The 950. I've got the very first KTM 950. I got it's frame number 100, but it's 00.
Yeah, I know you got
it's sitting in there.
It's in the archives.
Is mine worth it's in the it starts. I could make it start. Is it worth $6,000?
I say that's a
high price because you can get a Tenere.
Those bikes don't. Yeah,
you can get a Tenere for that. And that's what the bike is most similar to.
For sure. It
would be the Tenere. Tenere's got a little more power than the Tenere. We got to try the new one. Yeah. I got to give a shout out to my buddy, got us our other tequila here. And let me I have to go to a different screen to find this here. No, it's the wrong one.
It's like some tall boars.
I never spare with Jimmy's stuff, buddy.
Is that how this works?
Yeah.
Where's my docs? Luis Castellanos. Yeah. Did I say his name right? Luis got me this mezcal. Castellanos. This is the Agua. No wait. Yeah, this is the Bacanador. Agua, I don't know. Here, let me put it on the thing here. I haven't even had a thing in it. I can't even pronounce it. So here's our. This is a mezcal. We were talking about. We weren't sure whether we liked mezcals, and we're finding out right now in first person.
I'm ready to find another. This one smells better than it tastes.
I would agree with that. Yep, I would agree with that.
Too bad you drink it and not smell it, huh?
Yeah. Let's see how this goes. Yep, I remember this because that
one wins.
Oh man, so I'm not a big mezcal drinker, by the way, but everybody says you might move into mezcal, which is like smokier than tequila. Jay, I'm sure this is riveting stuff for you there. Just remember, it's us heathens that'll take care of you guys later. So. They said you'll get into mezcals, and I have gone to like mezcal bars where I'm like, I like these tequilas, and the mezcals are all over the place. I mean, and I've had horrible ones, and I've had ones that are okay, but never really good ones. This I think is my second favorite, first or second in the Mescal that I've had. So
It's the second one I've had tonight.
yeah, thanks, Elise. It's only the second time you've had Mescal since you drank
Since high school.
the worm, right?
Worm stuff in high school that everybody had.
Right.
So it's definitely in my top two.
Cheers. So 6,000. No, 5,000. It depends how many miles it has on it, and a lot of other things. Intake and carburetor upgrades.
Said those are carburetor.
It's probably a jetting kit that you got for it, and it probably has the Rottweiler intake. Hopefully it has the Rottweiler intake. Hey, by the way, Rottweiler has a really nice slide-in air filter cartridge for that. Oh wait, no, it's not for 950. It's for 1090. The 950 air filter comes off easy. I can't remember it.
I feel like you should get a better modern bike for that.
Yeah, it's a 22-year-old bike, man.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
At what point? Speaking of your CR250s, at what point does the price start going back up? Because I'm pretty sure
they have to be,
sold that.
But they have to be collectible. Like,
yeah,
they have to be somewhat a bike that is collectible. And these KX500s have turned into that. And so these CR250s. But I can get a 94 or 96 YZ250 and no one cares. So there's certain bikes that don't fall in those parameters of collectible. And that 04 950 is not collectible. That like you said, like other Jimmy was saying, you can get something way newer. I think that would be better for the same price.
Right. I because I'm thinking that 525 I just gave away basically is now going to go on the upswing, because those people like those bikes. The KTM 525s, 500, 520s, 525s.
Right.
As guys were taking those motors and putting them into the newer frames for a while in that 2008 era. But and they're indestructible. Well, not the 525s, the 400s were. The 525s, who knows? Let's see. Chris B. spent last week riding in Idaho and took Mescal to share. Oh, because you don't like it. That's when you share things, right, Jimmy?
That's not how I roll, but I try to give the good stuff.
Yeah, that's good. Mescal is better than tequila, foo. That's Victor. That's our boy Victor.
I was going to say, where's Victor been? Here he is.
Well, Victor shows up at 7:00 like a proper Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. Now the attendance is going to just shoot right through the roof, because we started an hour early for you.
Yeah. I got job stuff.
Hey, look at this. Jesse was actually impressed that we helped him out here, and he's gonna move. He's gonna move on from that guy ripping him off.
Yeah. And this show is brought to you by Yamaha. Yamaha, the makers of the fine Tenere. I own one. Actually, I think I'm supposed to be picking up another brand new one.
Really?
Down at because I
let me have your suspension.
No,
your old one.
No, I own that one. Yeah, you just want to have because it's good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I know where to get that Tour Tech.
You're not gonna ride that old thing. Give me.
It's up in. I tried to escape into Canada. You know, I rode to the Canada America border, and there's all these signs telling you that you are not allowed to go into Canada. Lots of signs saying don't go into Canada. Coming the other way, and this is a frontier border. It's an old road. There's no fence. There's just you can look down the line. They cut the trees. There's no signs telling you can't come into this country.
See that?
Yeah, I guess we want certain people. It's like, hey, no problem, you can come in.
We're focused on the other wall.
So
the other side's more important.
Yeah. See, Victor? Yeah.
Cause a problem.
Sorry, Victor.
Yeah. Just keep bringing the Mescal. We'll let you come through. It's okay. Okay. Back to the questions I was going to ask on the thing here. Okay. So he says, Anna Hardcastle says this bike, Honda XR150L, sounds like a surprising versatile machine, and it's a fun little machine, perfect for building confidence and exploring trails. I appreciate your sharing your thoughts after putting it to the test. A girl said that, and you know how that video starts. But Nate, crazy Nate. Let's see.
That bike is heavy and wide, though. You know, for what?
Do you know how much it weighs?
It's a lot. Got to be way more.
278.
278.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 270 something. But I will say, Spencer and I, who's big, way big, he gets on the back of that thing. We ride that thing double, easier than riding any of our EXCs double. So
Why?
It's crazy to when you ride it double.
Cushy seat.
Because you see, and there's the seats are kind of one's stacked a little higher in the back, so it's like this, and he's got a place for his feet to go and all that, and it's like because we took it to the track once and we wanted to go over to we were headed to town to get some food or whatever, and we rode in. It was like this is easier than riding the 500.
Do you have videos of this?
No.
Come on, Jay. That's a banger. That might get as many views as watching Heather do Trevor. Now I'm getting Trevor and Heather confused. This is bad.
Yeah,
Trevor doing cartwheels.
that was so sad.
Let's see.
Tell Trevor. I don't. Do you think Trevor listens past when he talked?
No, he's at a meeting right now trying to solve the problems of AMA District 37.
Okay. Well, I wish him the best. Yeah, he's such a good dude.
Yeah. But he can't get you to change the tires at my, when I want a different tire on a bike, Jay, he can't go over and get you to change it for me. Is that because you know that it's for me?
You wanted to do a Mousse at the track because you had a soft Mousse or something, right?
I didn't have it. Trevor brought the bike like that. I couldn't evaluate a bike because the damn Mousse was too soft. It was a Yamaha, and it's like if a bike, that Yamaha wanders around. I went over and had to have a couple words with Jay. I'm like, come on, Jay. And he's like, no, not today. Let's see. Somebody from Australia is writing about that video. What was the other one? I saw some messages came in the chat. Banacora Mezcal is made exclusively in the state of Sonora, so you have to try Oxocan Mezcal or a Mixoacan Mezcal. Well, thanks for the advice. I'll save that for the tequila.
When I'm at the mezcal store, though.
Yeah, the tequila. We're gonna have a tequila tasting.
Victor's
podcast.
got taste, man. He makes some ceviche. That is.
Oh yeah, that was good. Actually,
that's what he's doing. I trust him.
I got a Rally Navigator shirt for Victor. Victor, you're winning a shirt like this. You just have to come and get it.
Hands down one of the best ceviche.
I don't eat that, so it says. Let's see. ABC 123 says in our XR150 says you mentioned you're a heavy guy in the video. I want to talk about this. My weight.
Yeah.
So I'm because I think you've been working on some stuff. As a bad habit, we had tacos tonight. Yep. So my weight is getting to the point like it wasn't bothering me when like the pants I wore in high school and stuff that I kind of still wear aren't fitting. That didn't bother me. Okay, didn't bother me. There was a little bit of belly. Okay, didn't bother me that I was a little bit out of shape. But you want to know what bothered me? I'm at a weight right now where I'm going to have to start changing my rear spring rate is going to have to go up, Jay.
Finally, they don't build a dirt bike for you.
Right. And
Welcome
so this is what I don't want to, because I'm picky about that stuff. I do not want to have to change.
You got to buy 72 springs.
No, not 70, like at least 2 or 3. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to get on a program here. So anyways, if I don't mind sharing, 205 on the scale today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm finally lighter than you.
Yeah. 205 on the scale today.
That's that.
If you don't mind sharing, I don't mind sharing. Good thing that nobody listens to this podcast. And is being a larger rider a deal breaker? No, I'm 5'9" and 205, 5'8" and probably 3/4 now. I'm getting fat because I'm lazy and out of shape and all above. I'm 6'2" and 245 pounds on a good day. I'm considered one of these as an around town farm bike. Okay, so when you and Spencer hop on that thing, what are you guys clocking in at?
Oh, that's gonna be 450 pounds of that thing, or at least what it was on 150 cc's.
I would probably share it with my son in 2 years when he is aged to ride on the road. I figure he can't get in too much trouble on one of these, and it might keep him, off away from my fat boy. Or maybe he has a bike. So I think it's 6'2", 245. You're going to be scrunched up. That bike, the handlebars are kind of swept back and little things like that, but that can all be fixed. It'll pull you around. It's not going to go very fast. It's pretty good.
It's 55 is capped.
Right. And this is directed to Trevor. Raptor 0422 says, you can't hear what the guy is saying because of the stupid music constantly playing. I don't know what to say. Let's see. You know, I've also had not. Have you done much electric bike stuff, Jay?
No.
Oh, so you just stay away from it.
Yeah.
See, I rode a Stark Varg a couple weeks ago. Did a video. The hate just keeps coming. It's like
People hating you for riding it.
It's like I switched teams. It's like all of a sudden now I'm transitioning or something like that, and they're and they're gonna tell me. Let's see.
You said you didn't like it that much, but you didn't.
No, I wasn't impressed because I was told what to expect.
Okay,
and it did exactly what they said it was gonna do. Like it makes 80 freaking horsepower at the rear wheel.
Okay,
it's stupid. I mean, like when you put it up in those modes, we were riding around in like mode 1 and 2, low, like 35, 34 horsepower. We were trail riding it, by the way. It was good. And I've heard people talk about with the Stark, you know, like they say, well, why, you know, they have 80 horsepower. Well, what if somebody uses 80 horsepower in the start but then they have to switch it? All you do is push a button.
Yeah. And
you can turn it from one to the other. It's easier. It's easier than a Yamaha, which is the easiest one to switch between two maps, but on that bike you have 5.
Yeah.
And which was pretty impressive. No, the bike was good.
Oh.
Let's see. Somebody says they had to use their wife's Facebook account to watch last night's Tech Talk Taco Tuesday because YouTube was hosed. Well, you just wrecked your wife's.
She's gonna be sitting there going, "What is all this
algorithm?"
Yeah.
That's right.
Now Jay's going to stop popping up on her feed too because we're all dirt bike test, dirt bike YouTube channel, dirt bike thing. Stark Varg is Swedish and it means strong wolf. Okay. Is that important information?
Yeah,
probably. Well, isn't the company's called Stark, and then Varg is the name of the bike.
The bike, right?
So the company is strong, and the bike is a wolf. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it howls a little bit.
Yeah. And what kind of mic do you use when you're filming? It does a good job. Well, on that film, I was using my buddy's Insta 360, and because the bike is so quiet, you just talk at the thing, and the camera was mounted on my chin bar, and you can hear it. Really good. But yeah, Riley answered. It was an Insta 360 Ace Pro 2 and a voice enhanced audio setting along with a foam wind cover for the microphone. So let's see.
You have to have that.
The foam cover.
It picks up way too much noise if you don't on those Insta.
Hey, do you what do you guys use when you guys are talking when you're filming?
Yes.
What do you use? Everything?
Yeah. So we have Cardos. And that's really helped us a lot. For Spencer and I, we're the main ones that ride together, and it helps us a ton because the biggest thing is we have a plan now. Like when we're trail riding, it's like, hey, we're going to go up to that one area or whatever. We're going to get to this next junction. We're going to stop, and we probably get however much more time a ride without stopping or having to go find each other. All those things. So we're talking on that the whole time now. And what's nice, the more people you have on it, the better the signal because it repeats. Mm-hmm. So that seems to be better with the Cardo. So we like being able to talk on the trail. Now I know some people say they don't want it or wouldn't like it, but it saves you so much hassle from somebody missing a turn or whatever. And then you can just talk about, say you're on a boring dirt road, right? You're just cruising on the dirt road before the next single track. You're talking about what you're going to do next. Okay, we're going to go up here. And then especially if it's dusty, we're going to say, okay, wait down here and we're going to gap out or whatever when we hit the single track or whatever. So it's just it's really nice for a lot of features like that. So I really like having it.
So I've used them now a couple times. Triumph's been bringing them to their intros, and they actually left me with one on my helmet. So I have one. I probably have to get another. I'm not a big fan of talking while riding. You know, when Logan and I rode back from Washington, we had them, and the problem is
shoot your ear off.
What, you mean Logan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was going through his beginning of talking phase. Mm-hmm. He would actually answer questions instead of just stare blankly at me. He would give me maybe a yes or a no. But we were using at that time, it was a different brand than Cardo, but the like you said, when there's a lot of people in the group, the daisy chaining that they do, the way that they can connect, and ours were radio, and these are now what? Do they use a radio frequency, or are they Bluetooth?
A mesh,
a mesh network.
Yeah. So some kind of mesh network. Yeah, your Bluetooth doesn't have to be on your phone or anything, and it's just a mesh network that repeats. So the more bikes that are on it, it's better. When you're in a flat desert area, it works like a mile or more up ahead.
Right.
Really far. But if you get a mountain in between you, real easily you lose signal. But the more people you have on it, it does better.
You can go, if somebody's up at the top of the hill, it can go do. Because I pretty much line of sight. And that's the one reason I kind of resist it is because I think some people they expect it to work, and you're calling out dangers and stuff like that. And then when it doesn't work, then, they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing. They're not taking their, I've seen it on dirt road rides where people are calling out cars, car coming, this, that. All of a sudden, no radio signal, and someone cuts around the inside and blammo, and they're like, well, you didn't put it on the radio. It's like, yeah, I did.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't take that. So a little bit on me for, doing that, but it is kind of nice. It's a convenient thing. What I really like is another helper, sponsor of the show, Trail Tech has the Voyager Pro, and the Voyager Pro has buddy tracking. Mm-hmm. And so on your GPS screen, you can see where your buddies are, and you can leave what they call a buddy tail.
Yeah.
Have you tried a Voyager Pro yet, Jay?
Not yet.
So you should, if you're kind of doing this kind of stuff, because the guy who's leading can lead, and then on the other GPS unit in the buddy system, you can see where the guy in front of you went. So if you come to an intersection, you can say, "Oh, look, it goes this way on the trail," and so you don't have to bunch up and wait for dust and all these things.
And we think Onyx is going to have. We use Onyx mainly because it's a cheap app, and we just use our phone. And now it's typically we don't. One of my buddies has it mounted to his bars with a quad lock kind of setup. But we just pull them out and we'll look it up. But they're adding that feature. They've been working on it to where you could just do that and to be a less expensive option for guys.
Yeah, and that'll the good thing is the Trail Tech runs through the radio. So it's not using the cellular stuff, because a lot of places where I'm riding are off grid, so any of the cellular data and stuff will not end up working. And then it's a dedicated bike GPS. If you want to get one that's, because it can monitor your RPM, it can monitor your engine temperature. Yeah, and so a lot of times
bike people doing it.
Yeah. And so a lot of times for when I'm testing stuff, and that's a very unique situation, I'll ride the same loop and I'll watch, temperatures and different things. So it's effective in that method.
We got a Yamaha 450 question.
I saw that. How does Jay like the Yamaha 450 on the trails?
I was surprised at how good the bike is. That we have a 25 YZ 450 FX. I liked it a lot better before we stiffened it up for Spencer. So now it is a little too stiff for me.
Maybe I can ride it.
Right. I'm probably about 90 on the sag right now at max. So it's a little bit stiff for me in the suspension, but the bike is surprisingly good. We did go up, stock gearing is a 1450. And we went to a 1350, and that seemed to solve. We tried a few different things in between there, and then ended up just going to a 13. It's just first gear was worthless on the bike, and so too
tall.
Yeah, I can actually use first gear.
Oh wait. So 13, 50, 14. So first gear was
smaller front.
Right. So first gear, it's on the FX was going too fast.
Wait, yeah. Yeah, hold on. I went to a 13. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, hold on. It's 1350 stock. We went to 14.
And you went 14. Okay, 14, yeah.
Because we did 1452 first. That's what Trevor runs. And I think it was good for racing, like what he's doing. But then we went back to just 1450. Sorry, I messed that up. So,
because I was saying, because first gear, because it's a wide ratio. That's the interesting thing about the FX. It's just the wide ratio 5-speed gearbox.
Right.
And I there's it's funny because the one thing I bitch about on all the bikes, especially when KTM had the 4 speeds for the off-road bikes, I mean, this is stupid. This is ridiculous. You know, you need a 6-speed, and KTM had 6 speeds. They weren't putting in there. But Yamaha's probably, if you're going to go with a 5-speed, they have a really good 5-speed, but it's still not a 6-speed, so you just don't get that extra thing. And the problem is that first gear is kind of useless unless you want to go really, really slow.
Yeah, so putting a 14 front on, you could just be in first gear and climb about anything. Just chug, chug, chug. It was totally fine. And then it gave you a little bit more top end in 5th gear. So that's what I liked about it.
And you see the kind of crap that I ride, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first gear on an FX is too tall. It's too fast for me. So stock gearing for me is okay. So that 1350 is actually good because when I put it in first gear, I don't want to use my clutch at all. I want to just crawl over stuff. And then where I suffer is when I'm in 5th gear, I wish it was a little bit faster. And what Jay's talking about, for most people riding on most like non-extreme enduro kind of trails, and really I shouldn't be riding a 450 on that stuff anyways, it works out. So yeah, I can see that being a big help. And then plus you have the power tuner. Should I send you a map? I got a good map.
We did try a bunch of maps and then we finally gave up. But we had some good maps and I wouldn't be opposed to trying it, but I love running a Vortex. I know you're going to just die at that, but it's like, it just runs so clean. Jamie Twisted mapped us some and they run so clean with the Vortex on there.
I don't doubt it. I mean, I know that he does good work with that stuff but I can get, it'd be real interesting to see if I rode like one of his Vortexes and then if I could play with the power tuner app and get it to that
would be fun.
Cleanliness.
That'd be fun to try. Yes.
Because at that point, then the Vortex is doing something completely different. You know, they're the way that they're mapping it. And the Yamaha Power Tuner app is a little bit limited. They're not going to allow you to blow the bike up, but also, yeah, when we were out the day I saw you last time at Glen Helen, when we were out testing, our guys were riding that Yamaha, and I said, hey, you know, it's a handful. Even at the track, it was a handful. The F450 FX, and I said, hey, put this map in there, and they put the map in there, and everybody liked the bike a substantial step better, just because it's weird. I mellowed some of it out and made it a little more aggressive someplace else, and but that's the kind of cool thing you can do.
But yeah, definitely
power tuner app.
Yes, send us. I'd love to see what map you're running though. If you send us some screenshots of it,
I can send you a screenshot. Look at that. This is how easy it is to do. I go right here into my Yamaha Power Tuner app. This show is sponsored by Yamaha, by the way. I open it up. Here we go. I'm going to show you this live. I open up my app right there, and here's a list of bikes. And then I click on DBT. Actually, it's WR450 because I built all my Macs around a WR, which is kind of the same. So right now it's trying to connect to the bike. It's not close by. And I have a JL1 V4. And so it's
that's version 4.
I keep modifying them so they're always kind of a little bit different. And now I would just hit the button and push send if it was connected to the bike and it would go. But what I can do is I can go back very quickly
and hit that send arrow.
I can go right here and I can slide over here and I can go share. And then I can go to Jay Clark's something or other. He's right here like that. And I just sent you something. That's it. Just shared a map for free.
And actually, it is the best stock tuner.
For sure. Yes. Oh, by far and away.
Yeah.
It's and like I said, it doesn't copy. So I think that I got to look at that map real quick and see. That's not the best one, Jay. V4 position. Oh, I see. On that's a modification.
Cash shopping for the best one.
Yeah. Hey, how am I going to make money on this?
$5 for the good one.
Yeah, just $75. You can do it in the YouTube chat, and I'll send you the good one.
We did just add the WR flywheel and stator to that bike
to the FX.
To the FX.
Huh.
Yeah, and so we put it XL80 Pro that Moto made a nice little Santa way to hold the light in the stock WR mask. So it's a pretty cool setup. So it works pretty legit. We just got it in.
And do you need the WR ignition to power that?
No. So it's just the stator and flywheel. Yeah, you have to run the. Yeah, you have to switch the flywheel.
So you need more power. Were you doing that to get the power to run the light, or are you doing it to get the inertia effect of the flywheel?
For the higher output stator.
Higher output stator. Okay. And you don't have to change the regulator or any of that stuff like that.
No, nothing.
It plugs right in.
Plugs. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, Trevor's the one that actually gave me some advice on it. He has a story on this website, this DBT website about it.
Dirtbiketest.com. I should, it's funny because a friend of mine who was supposed to call in because he had all these motorcycle questions, I said, quit bothering me, just call into the show. and he asked the questions. I just started sending him links to that website. It's Dirtbiketest. He wanted to know how to adjust the two little knobs on it, the red one and the orange one, the yellow one on the KTM throttle body. I get asked that all the time. And about 5 years ago, I did a little post on it that makes it real simple. So if you're ever curious, go to Dirt Bike Test and search your question, and you'll be surprised at what comes up.
Hey, that's a good question from the guy from, it looks like Don't with Don T.
Yeah, Don't, yeah.
Yeah, he that's a good one right there.
Yeah, so does the Yamaha map have a safety so you can't ruin your moyer?
Your moyer?
Yeah, I know what he
sounds like. Yeah, I know. We pick on people for doing that stuff. I would want moyer of this agave based liquid. They will not. They're not going to let you blow up the bike. You can make it run pretty crappy. You can. I've got them to where and it's funny because for my wife on our WR250, I was really trying to mellow it out, so I just kept richening it up, and because we kind of did it in steps, and she said, I like that more. I want that more of that, and we just went off a cliff with just being so rich that it actually started running like crap. And because it was such a slow progression. Mm-hmm. When I went back to, when I rode, I finally hopped on the bike and rode. And I said, oh my God, that's horrible.
Left field.
Yeah. And you can make it run pretty
good, big parameters. Huh?
Yeah. There's enough to definitely make a difference. And it doesn't change the power.
Yeah.
It changes the characteristic.
And you can't run it too lean or too much ignition. It won't let you go to where you're going to blow it up. So you don't have to worry about blowing up the engine.
Yeah, not with the stock app. Yeah, and that's like one of the things that you do have to be careful when sometimes you go to these aftermarket ones that you know what you're doing. But most of the people I know that go to these aftermarket ones, they want to just plug and play. They say tune it, and having and Jay knows this, just how picky I'm about certain things. Having different combinations of pipes and stuff. Unless you can run that bike on that dyno, you're never gonna get it that perfect. I don't know if you could, even if you had the Yamaha app, to play around with it, you'd have to play with it so much that it takes a lot of time. Where you can just send it off to somebody, and you give them a kind of I'm running this pipe and I'm going to run this intake, and you'll probably be. You'll notice a difference. Is it because most people say I want more power, or you want what this guy has, this pro guy has. So Don't said he's old and he misplaced his glasses and he's sorry. I'm not.
Give us something to laugh about.
I'm glad that Don't is misspelling things. It's better. I remember how hard it was to read some of these questions, so at least we're getting someplace. Okay. I think that was it. So that was it for our YouTube questions. We have a little segment here. Are we going to read Jerry's? No, we should probably save that for later. I read a poem.
Did I throw a question out about my Tenere?
Yes.
Now's a good time?
Now's a good time.
I got a 20 whatever something Tenere.
23.
How about that? Kind of got two of them, and they both have this problem. The throttle body takes, when it's fully closed, it's kind of stuck there. You can't really give it like 1% throttle. It'll kind of blow through it. And I took the throttle cable off, all the springs off. It's in the throttle body.
Oh, it's like to
get it going, and
it's like the leakage is stuck.
That's
exactly.
That's why you wanted to go check out mine.
Yes,
because there's two throttle bodies on it. I mean, there's two.
Yeah.
Is there something connected?
I just took the throttle cables off and go, is it in the cable?
It's in the throttle body.
It's not in the cable, I promise.
But it's not a single throttle body. Is it? Or is it a single throttle body, or is there two in there? I never take mine apart. I just ride it.
Two. I think it's one. I think it's like one.
It's a single throttle body that goes in.
I don't know. I just could, when I'd close it, and now I'm working it with needle nose,
Yeah.
or whatever. And it's, and then once it pops, it's free as can be. Then when it closes to 0, and I've got 2 of them, and they're the exact
Did you
same
ask
way.
the Googles that, Jay, the answer to that question? Does
No,
the
so I just got-
did the Tenere have a single throttle body or 2? So I'm too busy typing and drinking here and reading Jerry's book real quick because I read one of the poems today, and it was called I got to look at it. God bounced a check.
Oh, that's good.
It was interesting. So maybe we'll read that later. I'll have a little story time, or you can just pay us not to.
Yeah.
Because you don't want. Yeah, that's our new segment. Is you can sponsor the segment where we do not read from Jerry's book. We used to read from Coffee Brewed with a Graveyard Mist, but I got a new one. He threw it in my truck the other day, and I found it again today. So, single or double throttle body? There's 2, I think.
Okay. Well, I'm for sure. I didn't really.
I know it snorkels out of. I'm going to Google it right now. Tenere.
Yeah. I think what's happening is the linkage in the mechanism there is probably what's a little hard to get it to snap that initial little bit.
Exactly. Get it thought. Move. Just start. Once it moves, it's free.
Right.
But when you're using
It's a
the throttle,
zero.
it moves. It can move way farther than you want it to, in tight stuff and technical stuff. So
Yeah,
almost hard to give it just a very little bit of throttle.
I know what you're talking about. I know the because sometimes those, and I wonder if something got bumped. Is somebody taking that thing apart and tried to modify it, or they
Me now.
yeah, you
I done this. Too.
yeah, you had it. So
I tried to fix it. I don't really know what. I mean, I've never messed inside of throttle bodies. I've been lucky enough to.
I'm gonna do.
I never have to mess with those things.
Yeah,
Raiders, I mess
all the time. Tenere have 2 throttle bodies. Throttle body sync procedure.
We just went Chat GPT for this.
And now it keeps asking me questions. Tenere, Yamaha.
It's got a sync that
key features. Is that what it?
No.
If it has sync, then that means there's more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So throttle body syncing technique. I wonder if there's any pictures in this thing. I'll reject all the cookies. And now it wants to know if I want HVAC maintenance. What does it have to do with anything? The internets are going to take over the world pretty soon. Okay, accept the cookies, whatever. I think since I hit rejected, it doesn't like me anymore. And now it wants to play some music.
I didn't know if it was just in its design, since I got 2 of them that are pretty much exactly the same. My brother's bike's always there, and it feels exactly the same. It's really hard to give it a little bit of throttle. Did we lose Jay?
No.
No,
I was looking it up. It looks like there's only one throttle body on on the Yamaha site.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at the.
This does tell you how good throttle bodies are, that you don't mess with them. Huh?
Yeah, I was looking at the parts fish or something like that, but now it took me to something. Oh man, this is life. I hate the internets. No, I love them because it gives you.
So you're talking 2 butterflies, basically.
2. Yeah. This guy's he's got a very detailed. He's showing you how to. I don't know. There's a lot of pictures here. Wait. Yeah, I think throttle bodies. There's 2. I just saw the schematic of it.
You went to the parts finder.
Yeah, and it looks like go to the parts finder on Rocky Mountain ATV MC. And you click through the dirt bike test link. Yeah, and if you want to, you can click through Jay's or you can click through mine. But I would prefer you to click through mine.
Yeah, me too.
If you, are you doing stuff with them still?
Oh yeah,
yeah, Rocky
I was
Mountain.
just better to help you out.
Yeah, help. It's my show. We're just trying to stay afloat here, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what the procedure is, I'm trying to look at the diagram to see if it looks like a common shaft through the center of the
runs through both of them
of the throttle bodies. Yeah, I'm trying to. It's hard to see because it doesn't. There's a lot of different angles. Oh, there's a whole section in the manual for him. I don't know.
So just pull that throttle body off and start seeing if I can find something.
Yeah, but it's funny because well, here's the other thing is a lot of times people have like, really smooth throttles, and then there's other people have like stiff ones that are hard to pull, and that has never bothered me.
It is a stiff throttle, stiffer than I like.
Right, and so I rode my rally bike was a Bing. It had a dual Bing carburetors on my BMW. That was a pull.
Yeah,
like you pulled in that thing like a man.
And I think it is because of the nature of the type of bike. It's my only street bike, or that goes on the street.
Right,
and you do kind of hold it steady throttles a lot longer than other bikes.
Does it because of it? Is it you think it's kind of jerky, or you just
that part's fine. I mean, you want it's a little heavier than you want. Like 30 minutes, you're like on the street or whatever.
You want to dial you're doing.
No, it's just that it's just in a rock garden when you really just want to give it just a little bit of throttle. You gotta go and it blasts past when it finally cracks free. It goes past where you want to go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's something I haven't noticed or done it. So Kevin Kleinschmidt has a question. Are the older 450s similar? 2016 WR with a GYTR tunable ignition. It was way too bursty on slippery conditions. So Yamaha, the older ones, they were not Wi-Fi. You had to plug in a tuner. It was like a power tuner thing that you bought. You had to plug it in. And so I don't know what year they switched. I want to say it was after 18 was when they went to the Wi-Fi
on the motocrosser, and then I think the next
19 or 20 on the 19, on the thing.
Models.
Yeah, that power tuner worked pretty good too. I mean, it's essentially the same. Maybe not as.
I don't think it has wide range.
It wasn't as. It didn't do as much as the
correct
does. The new one's way better and easier to use.
And the new one, I mean, Trevor's been using the new one, and he was just using the slider feature. So he was using there was like some slide, and I had not used that because I do it old school. I actually go into the map and tie it, but he was showing me how he used the slider feature, and I wanted him to send one of the slider feature maps into the thing, and then I wanted to download it back off the bike to see what the numbers look like, to see to kind of back extrapolate. Well, okay, when you slide the traction control up, like is that actually changing the map, or is it actually changing the sensitivity of that?
I thought
same thing.
I thought you could see it. I thought you could see it when you hit the graph once you move that bar. And make one. I thought you could see it right there.
I think you can.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was too busy riding.
Just try.
I saw a shiny motorcycle and I hopped on it and kept riding, and I forgot to get that done.
Hey, on that that Tenere thing, I did look, and there is a couple videos about guys saying that the spring's too stiff, and it looked like I just sent you the link to the video. There's a guy, he did something DIY on the throttle spring for that.
Okay.
And it looks I'm thinking if you lessened up the pressure in that spring, that might help. So
well, definitely obviously will help it. Yeah.
Right.
Which I do think the spring's a little too heavy on the bike anyway, just like mid-range throttles or whatever. Not a big deal, but
yeah. Do you run big foam grips like I do?
I am now. I just put them on there. I go like, I don't know much, but I know about leverage, and I know that a big foam grip,
bigger, yeah. I
gonna give me a little more. I get that.
Mine are the Pro Grip ones, so they're not that big a diameter, but it does help with just helps with the comfort on that bike. I actually when I was up when I rode.
When I saw Ricky's bike and I Googled it. I ran it through the picture of it through ChatGPT, and it went, this brand is what that is. And I found them. And
every American that goes over and rides rallies goes, why are these stupid grips in these bikes? Take them off. And like 1 week later, you're running them, and then you're addicted to them. They're on all of my adventure bikes. Anything that's like rally or adventure has the foam grips. Jay, you run the foam grips yet?
Never.
Oh, dude, you're missing out.
I don't ride that long. Like, why would I ever ride that long?
How long was your moto this morning?
I did a 47
minute moto. That's long enough. You might at Glen Hill, and they might actually help. Just don't get them muddy.
I just feel like I want to be really connected well.
Okay, what about flex handlebars?
Yeah, I just haven't. I mean, and my biggest problem is too many bikes. So
you're in Utah, Jay.
Yeah, I know.
They're in Utah.
Yeah, I know.
You drive right by them.
Great guys, and my problem is there's too many bikes, and so and I'm real happy.
I have 70.
Yeah.
But I think they all have flex bars.
A lot of them have flex
I
bars.
think
Yeah.
almost every-
Anyone that I ride has flex bars on. That's how you can tell. People go, which ones do you ride? I go, the one with flex bars. I rock those on a regular basis. Yeah. I love them. But some people like when you start saying like, disconnected, for me, it's better than like the Mako, which is the other alternative, because that has a little bit of different kind of a flex feel to it. I don't feel as connected, but that's another thing, especially with guys with bad wrists is what I have. Hey, Jay, you want to stick around for Roosterendo?
Yes, but you have.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let's. But so I think sometimes you drag it out a little too long. So let's just get to it, man. Because I do like this part. If you have some good.
I agree with you. Or should we read "God Bounced a Check" from Jerry's new?
No, I prefer not.
Hey, okay.
I'm helping a guy install one of these tomorrow. Have you ever heard of these? This is it's a Mousse, but it's a link.
Oh, it's the one that's like there's like 6 pieces that go around the rim. You drill the extra holes in it.
I don't think this is having you drill holes though.
What is it called?
Let's see here. It's from
who makes it?
New Tech.
Okay, so it's that new thing. It's I forget what they call it. I've not ridden with that yet.
The Cuddy Web thing.
Well, it's basically it's like a combination of a tubeless system, and then you can also put a Mousse into it. Like they sell, so you're basically you're
yeah. This one's different. This one's they're calling this a link system. Like so, basically, it's just pieces of Mousse. So you get the 3 or 4.
They're called links.
Links.
Okay, links. Okay, so it's sort of like Mousse balls.
Yeah,
but instead of being like 15 of them, there's like 7.
Yes.
I've used it.
Yeah.
I don't. So usually so those were invented so that you could take your Mousse that was aging, you could cut it and stuff one of those pieces into it.
But
one of
most
those
guys
pieces in.
Yeah, most guys have multiple Mousses and will just cut the Mousse and then get a piece of their other Mousse and stick it in there and that make their own links, right?
Right. And so he had, and I think that was done, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think they ship a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So there's when you're shipping these big containers over that have holes in them, now you can put something in the hole.
Nice.
And they ship, easier just when you're shipping them around, regular. So it's a little more convenient for the shipping. They're also, to a certain extent, more tunable since they're already cut. I don't think people are as worried about cutting, a new Mousse. They would like to. So yeah, it's just like a normal Mousse. You'll just find that when you're placing your tire irons and kind of pinching them down, you don't want to do it at the splits, because sometimes it can cause one of them to want to pop out or something.
Want to leave, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but when you're using those Motion Pro bead buddies and stuff and holding that thing down, you'll be fine.
We're gonna use the Rabiconda tomorrow.
Oh, come on. Yeah, do it your style. Just raw dog that thing up on that stand. Just use some muscles. I like to see the suffering. Okay, Roosterendo.
Let's go.
This segment is brought to you by Taco Moto. That's tacomoto.co. If you need a lot of stuff for especially your KTM, but they're getting in other bikes as well. And I'm pretty sure he's got his new fuel pump out, the snorkel fuel pump that reaches down into those crevices. I guess that's a lot harder to do than we would understand.
Yeah.
From what I understand, that's a little bit more difficult than we would think. But anyways, you've installed a couple of those, right?
Yeah. And he had to create something because KTM just really boned this up on the new generation bikes. It's like, how did they because the new pump is great and fine for a motocross bike, but beyond that, it's not good.
Why is it good for a motocross bike?
Well, I should say it's good. It's fine.
Oh, it's fine because you're hopefully never going to run that low.
Right. And for a motocross bike, yeah. And the way the pump sits in there, they wanted a good, they were sick of those bad rap of the fuel pump problems of the old pump. This pump should be much more durable. It's been out since 23. We haven't really seen any problems. It's just like the Honda Yamaha fuel pump situation now. But the way where it sits, those bikes with the aluminum frame bikes, the perimeter frame, they can drop that fuel pump
down low. Yeah.
Down low. We can't do that. So the KTM one has to come in from the top where everything else the Japanese bikes all come up from the bottom and they can get every bit of fuel. So on the motocross bikes, it's totally fine. They're pretty much not going to have any excess fuel left because you're moving fast and so forth. You'll be fine. But on any other bikes, if you're trail riding or dual sporting, you're going to need some type of alternative system to pick up that. You could have a half gallon or 3/4 of a gallon potentially left that you can't get if you're just cruising slow. And the biggest downside of the new bikes, when you do run out of fuel with that fuel pump, you have to put in probably over a gallon of fuel. You can't just put a little bit of fuel in. You have to put in like a gallon of fuel to submerge the pump to get it to prime and restart.
And it kind of even gets worse when you buy an IMS or something for it, because it doesn't really give you any more fuel.
Well, remember when we were
at the bottom where it doesn't pick it up.
Remember when my bike ran out of oil? Yeah, but that's what we thought it was, because it was like if it kind of sees. Well, the light went bad. I told them that the sensor for the oil was bad, and I tried to get another light or another sensor, and they didn't get it to me, and I just rode it too much because I got sick of overfilling the damn oil tank. Yeah. Anyhow, it was on 2-stroke one, but we kind of, when it happened, I thought it went lean on gas because it had just gone down lower than that level. But when we were bouncing on, we were kind of going, when we were bouncing around, it wasn't a problem. But when we got out on that road and we started going down the road, all of a sudden the bike's not bouncing around anymore. And then it runs out. So, okay. So this is a segment we call Rooster and OJ. So here's what we do. People send us a picture of their bike and a description of their bike.
This is really simple. We know this deal.
This is really simple. Well, yeah. You've got to understand the customer. So this is Dan Parker. He's on an airplane right now. Hopefully it hasn't crashed. He's probably in the chat. So this is a 2021 Gas EC300. So good on you, Dan, because you already did what was important. You told us the year, make, and model, and you sent a picture of your bike. So right now you are in a very good position as far as we're concerned. I'm going to list off until I get bored. I will list off his spec sheet here. Molecule Motorsports Enduro Flag handguard, Spartan MX LED headlight. Have you ever heard of Spartan LED headlights?
No.
No, I haven't either. Dunlop MX33 tires. Jay?
Yeah, it looks good.
You should say best tires ever or something like that.
Yeah, it depends what he's doing, but yeah. If he's trail riding, there's some better choices, but yeah, because they're good tires.
Because right after you were Wiseco Jay, you were Dunlop Jay.
Yeah.
And you still are to this day, both Dunlop and Wiseco Jay.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah, that's good. Long-term relationship. Carbon pipe guard, Tusk exhaust flange guard. That's a good thing. Those things. Tusk TPS guard. Bulletproof Designs radiator guards. That's good. Bulletproof Designs, a big sponsor of the show. Polysport skid plate. Pro Taper pillow top lock-on grips. S3 rim guards to dress up the stock rims. Is that tape?
Yeah, so it's like because those are silver rims stock, and he's got these black pieces that.
Oh yeah, it's a gas, huh?
Yeah, so really? You can see the silver in the middle of the rims.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the stock silver part, and then he's got some type of what he said. S3 makes some type of deal so it makes your rims blinged out. That would actually be really cool on a black set of rims that were all scuffed up. You could put that on it.
So they kind of like a plastic swing arm protector. Those things they like clip on or something.
I wonder if they glue on. You just tape them on. I don't know.
Maybe
I'm thinking you two-way tape them on there. Like a
interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I guess.
So this is how I learn about a lot of products here. Yes. Is I do this. And like when you Tusk swing arm guards. So those are the kind of things that every once in a while I think about putting on a bike, and then I usually forget, and then it's just destroyed to a potential that's really bad. E-line carbon fork guards with wraps.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. Yeah. Carapax wide stainless steel pegs. Okay. Enduro Engineering slave cylinder guard. Backyard Designs number plate backgrounds not pictured. DDC front and rear sprockets with the DID X-ring chain, which will be installed soon. Okay. Still running the stock. He says he doesn't think he's forgetting anything. I know he did forget something because he sent me another email later on. But he does ride and race hair scrambles in Michigan, and just for good measure, he says, "Keep up the good work and cheers."
Cheers.
So right on. So Dan, I want to know what kind of gas you're running in that tank, because that tank is yellowed a little bit. Notice that?
Yeah, but I don't think it's his fault. Those bikes, because we have Husky versions too, that have turned that color with just next to new
gas.
Yeah, my buddy bought a brand new stock tank for his little build we wanted to do, and it was like a 2017 range Husky, and he bought a stock tank because the IMS was a little bit ugly looking for him, and the Iturbis he didn't like those. He wanted a stock tank. Within 6 months, it had doled out just like that one, yellowed all up.
I had an IMS just do this recently, and it's the bike I've been taking down to Mexico.
Okay,
and I thought it was PMEX. I'm like, because all my other tanks, it hasn't been happening that much. It used to happen in the old days a lot, and just lately it started happening again. So, not really. Let's see. This bike. It kind of roosts for this reason. It's like he has a lot of stuff, and he seems to be very systematic. He likes protection. He likes to protect his bike. That's good. He has like little parts like the wide foot pegs and all these things. It seems like it's nothing super crazy. I like it. And he took the picture with decent light. I'm getting that little flare off the camera. And it wasn't shot in the middle of the day, so I appreciate that. I'm going to go with roost. What about you, Jay?
I'm a roost for sure.
Okay, yeah, I knew that. Jimmy?
Yeah, no, full roost.
Full roost.
Full roost.
That's good. Okay, and here's a picture of Dan with his group of riders. That's Dan. He circled himself there.
And right on.
She's celebrating.
He's got a lot of Disney rides with.
He's got his fan club here. Says they're going to come and deck me if I don't make his bike the winner of Rooster Endo. Yeah, so it looks like a group. If you can get every single one of those donkeys to listen to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday and comment and say you should win, you would probably win. And they could also say that they're going to come and kick my butt if you don't, and you probably have much better odds. That's what I think. Okay, so I'm not going to drag this out much longer, Jay, because I know somebody has to go to sleep. Next up on our list is Kevin Kleinschmidt, and he is in the chat because I saw him post. Do you know what that is, Jay?
That's a 02 or 03 CRF 450.
Yeah, right.
You think so?
No.
Come on, get it.
Oh, it's a one. I got my glasses on. It's a 150.
Oh, you got to wear glasses too. Then. There we go.
He's a stud. Good call, Jay.
CRF 150R AF.
It's a big wheel.
Yeah, it says pride and joy. Built after losing my mom, who got me started in motorcycling.
The aluminum frame messed me up. It's
horse. Yeah,
that's a CR 125 frame.
Yeah,
like a 2001 or 2003.
And that's what those graphics.
No, 7. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, let's see. Third bike I built and raced around the lake in the Taft GP. My mom got me my first bike, an SL70, and we took it down to Baja in 1972. Oh, I'm getting a whole story here. 1972 Chevy Blazer with my SL70 as my first ride. Nearly died, and now he's got some misspellings in here. Going to El Rosario, and that was many moons ago. LR inspired this build. As I once in a vet race at Friday night, an LR lined up on the KX80 motor in the KX125 frame. Yes, he raced that in 6 days in 1989 in the ISDE. Let's see. There's a lot of other stories. You need to do your best Justin Barsha impression. Rev. You know what? He sent this. This has been on the show before.
Okay.
I think so. I don't
remember seeing it, but okay, a lot of shows.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time we picked a bike twice. We did that. Let's see. Because he's talking about his sponsor for the Catalina GP. It was worth every penny. It cost him $3,000. Something about Facebook. I think he sent a thing. I came from nothing, no family history, to work at Answer Products in the 80s. Made skid plates in the 80s. Let's see. My pride and joy. I was only a child. She worked hard. This guy is like ChatGTP. It's like ChatGTP in its infancy, where it just spits out a bunch of words.
Yeah.
He was a computer programmer in the 70s. Yeah. or she was a computer programmer in the 70s. Okay. Finding my now 50-year-old Paisano. Okay. Okay. So, your number 21 is on your garage door, not on your bike. So that's a big issue with me. Jay, have I ever told you about, where when you take a picture of a bike, if you turn the handlebars away like this, that's very disrespectfful.
Yeah, it's very goon as well.
Goon. Oh, wow. You're going to go all the way there. Okay.
It's full goon, dude. I get my buddies will send me a picture of their bike like that, and it has my graphics on it and stuff. And I go, I can't use this photo. It was worthless for you to send me this photo. Send me a photo, right? And the lighting is poor, like you're saying.
Right.
The sun, they're facing the sun. They don't have the sun at their back. Simple things.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's simple things. It's not that simple though. You are overestimating the number 21 didn't clean up the background there. He's got a lot of crap, like grindings from something like that. And you're sending it into a publication called, we'll call this Dirt Bike Tests Tech Talk Taco Tuesday, and it has a Cycle News sticker on the swing arm. Jesse Ziegler is not my guest tonight on the show. I don't even know if I like the whole concept of this bike. I don't. And here's why. Allow me to pontificate for a moment. Hold on. That carbureted motor, I mean, it was fun back in the day. That was what we all dreamt of building when we were stuffing XR80 motors and KX80 chassis. That's what we were doing, except for the carburation. You had to chase that carburetor to get it to run perfect all the time. It was just way over carbureted, huge carburetor. So not a big fan of the motor in general because of that, but they run like a little rape tape. I think you should put the 125 two-stroke motor back in it and call yourself a winner. I'm going Endo on the bike for me.
Yeah, kind of same.
Oh, really?
Well, you guys are pros. I'm just, you can't throw away that much of what Honda knows. You know, they didn't build that motor for that chassis and things like that. So
they did.
I just know every time, you put a 500 in an aluminum frame and stuff like this, it just.
Yeah, it shows you how good things have gotten, how a well-engineered bike is. Yeah. I'm sure he's really proud of this bike. It would probably be pretty fun to ride because I rode one of the TM motorcycle manufacturer, TM 80s in the 125, the full-side chassis. And that was a lot of fun to ride, slower than shit. And if you want to talk about working on your riding, ride a really slow bike. But left to my own devices, I would stuff a air-cooled, like a CRF 150 motor into this chassis and try to accomplish the same thing. Although it wouldn't hit the rev limiter like this thing. And I guarantee you, because if you want to know where they found Justin Barsha, it was in a Honda commercial.
Oh, I remember
for those things.
That video.
Yeah, and that's what taught him his craft of testing rev limiters, I would say.
Testing rev limiters.
So Jay, what says you?
Yeah, I'm unfortunately the same. I don't want this guy to be too bummed at me though, but I would rather have a 150 R in the stock frame and a 125 in that other frame. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, he's probably driving down to your house right now with his motors.
Throw out your address.
and he's gonna have you tune him up. Hey, where?
But dude does live dirt bikes, and I love that. You can see that he's got a passion there. So that's good.
Okay, so it's now up to us to decide which one gave us the most pleasure tonight.
Yeah. Oh, it's just those two?
That's it. Yeah, we only had two. I didn't promote. Well, I took a couple weeks off. I went riding electric bikes, and so I'm whatever. And then I've been working remote, and I didn't have my setup, so I couldn't do shows. And if you take a couple weeks off the show, people just all of a sudden quit sending you. Hey, you know what? You people that complain about me doing the show all the time. There's a lot of shows in the archives that you haven't heard. So just go back and listen to those when you miss me on a Tuesday night.
And pretend to do. Yeah.
Pretend it's new.
ahead.
It's this.
Join the chat,
This is
whatever.
timeless content. Did we talk about any breaking news today?
No, you're right.
Is there?
No.
Except for Trevor doing helicopters the wrong way. That's real recent news. But other than that, everything else. Jerry's new book. I guess that's news. But the books last forever. So the show is timeless. We hardly ever have newsworthy information on this show. There's other shows for that. Okay, so we have to figure out which one of those we want to give Taco Mike's $100 gift certificate to.
Yes.
Yeah, the gas.
Since I can't override you, I'm going to say, but I just feel that if I said, I think Kevin will fall in love with me, and he'll start sending me emails with a lot of. He needs to work on his capitalization and punctuation and getting the full thought out. It's almost like when I talk on the show, you know how I lose track of myself, where I'm at.
Right.
He writes just like that.
Yeah. Hold on. Please tell us about the
So I do
There's
get
not more about him.
It's
than
probably
Mike.
so. Dan Parker, you are the winner of Taco Moto's Roosterendo segment. You gave us your bike provided us with the most enjoyment, and I don't want to get my ass kicked by your gang of thugs.
Right.
To ride with.
Bunch of homies out there.
So
Lots of
It looks like
So
Brooks said he sent in a 500 one to you. So it sounds like next week you'll have more to choose from.
I will. Oh, hopefully, yeah. If because I said I had to have it by 5 o'clock. Just Jimmy, I was like cranking when I pulled my head up from my from my computer screen because So I'll keep those guys from beating the crap out of me. And there is your winning bike, number 381, the gas with the faded tank. I'll bet you he uses that $100 to get it.
I like how the number font looks with the gas. It's in the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, overall it's it's good. I think the gas does look better with the black rims.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you. I guess,
But I think those other carbon accents and stuff all kind of help stuff out. So thank you for playing Roosterendo with us again. Send me to jimmy@dirtbiketest.com. You send me a picture of your bike. Tell me a little bit about it. Try to you can tell me a story. Just we don't have to go into the whole history of motorcycling. It wasn't that it was carved from stone and all that stuff like that. You could probably. He was there. I don't see who was your buddy that said he sent me a thing, a KX500 or something.
Yeah, there's one on the chat there.
Oh no! Oh, in the chat.
Yeah, Brooks said he sent one in.
That's not. Did I ever say send? Did I ever say send me the Roosterendo in the chat? There's no way that I could get it from the chat into this show.
No, but he did.
728. He sent the email.
Oh, he sent the email at 7:28.
Yeah,
Oh, then it hasn't even showed
that
up.
was when you're up playing electric bike guy, maybe.
7:28. Oh, on the date of 7:28.
Yeah, we're on 819.
He didn't push. Resend it. He didn't push.
And if you're low on bikes, I'm happy to send you one to throw into the mix every week. A different one every week or so.
Trevor, anytime Trevor's selling a bike, he sends it to me. He disguises a Roosterendo, and then at the end, I'm reading it off, and I'm saying, yeah, it'll say C Concept, C's Bulletproof Designs Protection. It'll say TM Design Works this, and it's and for sale for this. I'm like, oh, yeah, because I don't really read them.
Cookie that, Trevor.
I don't really read them. So it's called Roosterendo or for sale. Yeah, Ricky Brabeck pulls that shit all the time too. So
he's been riding a bunch at Glen Helen the last few weeks.
Yeah,
Ricky, yeah. Well, he's getting ready. He's on the program for Dakar. I mean, everybody thinks that since he drove a car in Vegas to Reno, that he's off doing something else. But no, he's committed to. He's on the training program. He's got it. They're doing a bunch of testing and all kinds of stuff. Kel Postel, I've heard of this kid before. Says, Jimmy, I tested the WR250F a bunch after our discussion. I'm still having issues with the chassis feel. Has anyone at DB ever tried the elastomer motor mounts? Elastomer motor mounts. I don't know about this. Jay?
I've seen them. I have not tried them. Rubber mounted, so that you can just picture like it's just what you're thinking, just like your truck engine. Rubber mounted.
yeah.
I've played around with the torque. And here's my take on a lot of the I'm picky about that kind of stuff. And sometimes a big change, like I remember there was a year in a Honda we actually took one of the motor mounts off, one side. and just different things. And it kind of helped the feel, but it didn't help the fact that it broke the other motor mount, which shows you how much that stuff flexes. So no, Kel, I have not tried the thing. The problem is that the Yamaha, the suspension, the Kayaba suspension on thing is so good that it disguises, I think, a lot of what maybe might be chassis. So I would play. I know, Kel. I would say play around a little bit more with your suspension before you start chasing the chassis ghost. And before I would go to those motor mounts, I would try different torques, find out what standard is, and drop it off about 7 pounds of torque bite on the engine mounts. And Yamaha is really particular, typically, with the lower front engine mounts. Like if you look, they go between steel and aluminum all the time, and they're changing the spacing of them so that they're thicker or thinner. So those are the ones that seem to be the most rewarding on the Yamaha. But I don't know about elastomer, but it'd be worth a try. Tell me how it works. Kel Postel says KTM just expects you to pop a wheelie every now and then on their new bikes.
The fuel pump.
Yeah. Or,
Oh, that's, okay, I get it.
But,
yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I didn't figure out where he was going with that.
Right.
Yeah, let's get some.
Yeah, on the engine hanger one, you see that comment? The guy talked about Cody Webb has them on.
Yeah, Cody Webb had it on his 250F. And here's the other thing. When you start riding like Cody Webb or Graham Jarvis or Miguel Lettenbeckler or Billy Bolt, when you start riding like them, start setting your bike up like that.
Funny thing is, if you can do that, you don't really have to. You got somebody for that.
Yeah, there's some of that too. But those guys are particular, and they're searching for something, and that it's a root cause. What are you really trying to do? And Kel obviously is struggling with it. But since I have played around with that thing, I think it's his what he's searching for is a little bit more in suspension than it is in the actual chassis. But I don't know. Everybody's different. So okay.
You know what I tell him, Jimmy, real quick, is he could pull one of the top engine bolts, the hanger bolts, out completely and go try it. Pull one out of both sides and go try it and see if he notices anything.
Right.
That's the first thing to do, and then go back in, like you're saying, loosen them all up, all 6 of them, and then put them all back in, like you said, 5 or 6 pounds lighter than you would have compared to the stock one. Yeah,
I usually only do. I mean, the Hondas were really particular with swing arm pivot torque. I found that especially when they're too tight, the Hondas don't like this. And then the rear hangers, the ones that kind of go down back behind the intake, the ones that kind of come off the frame where your legs are that hold onto the cylinder head or whatever they hang on to there. On the KTMs and also on the Hondas, those are pretty sensitive. The Yamahas, I found that the lower, but I don't do all of the bolts 5 less. It's usually just one area is where I have. I remember trying to remember what we used to do on Suzuki's. It was the rear engine hanger. It was the upper and the back that we would play with on the Suzuki's, and it seemed like it yielded a lot of results. But every bike's a little bit different. But like Jay said, I think that's a great way to start, is just take it out and see if you can tell. And used to bolt skid plates on bikes, and they would make them handle like crap.
Right.
So and I think bikes are getting more and more sensitive than ever now. So, okay. I think that's it. I think we're going to call this almost a wrap. Well, it is 8:00. That means we're going for 2 hours. This stupid show. There you go. Well, one of these days I'm going to take a month off, and then maybe I'll forget to even do it again. But I got so much invested in all this camera equipment. I forgot to fix the other problem.
Jimmy, you can take a month off.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, Satan's in.
That works. That works for me. Actually, hey, maybe when Jay hangs up, we'll read it. We'll read a excerpt. Hey, if you want, we're going to read an excerpt from Jerry's book.
All right.
Jay, thanks a lot for coming on. They can find you at Dirt Bike TV.
Yeah. Easy deal. And we on our YouTube or from our website. And if you have questions, if anybody has questions on stuff, they can email me, and we try to answer the questions we can.
Okay. And then do you answer all the questions in the comments?
Not comments. If somebody emails me, I will write them back. I don't go to comments because it's too difficult in comments, and also it's not as easy because when they email me, I can send them a link to something like much easier.
Much easier, yeah.
Yeah, I can send them a link to a video to watch that will answer their question 9 times out of 10 or whatever.
I'm glad you just said that, not me. People like, we'll do a video on a CRF 150L, and then it'll be like, hey, what do you think of the KX 450?
Right. Like
it's like I know your attention span is less than 5 minutes maximum, but now we're down to like 30 seconds, and you can't even. You watch that video, you scroll to the next one. You didn't even. I answered your question in the video where I took the time to make the video, and I answered your question about the KX 450, and then you switch to the next video and you asked it in the Honda XR 150. What do you? Why are you even watching those two videos? Okay, I'm gonna do. I got some Yamaha TTR videos that I had kids make for me, so I got filmer kids, but they're we'll see how that works out. I haven't just scrolled through all the video. So yeah, send me a filmer, Jay. I appreciate that.
Talk to Taco Mike. He might be able to find you a guy.
Okay,
You'd have to be nice to the kid, yeah. But he could probably find you one.
Nice to him. I mean, how do you learn but just getting beat down on a regular basis?
Yeah. That's been my approach, but it doesn't seem to work too.
Cool. Okay, well, thanks, Jay, for coming on. We'll see you. Hey, wait, you do a podcast too?
Yeah, we do.
Do you still do it?
Yeah. And it's kind of irregular, but it's like 1 to 2 times a month. And it's just called That Moto Show. And it's just me and my buddy Donnie. You remember Donnie Bales?
Donnie Bales, yep.
We shoot it in his garage because he doesn't have to go anywhere. So it makes it really easier for him. And we just answer tech questions, which just so you know, I've already answered their tech question via email. I don't make them wait till it comes out, like.
Oh, so you're stockpiling the questions you get sent, and then you just kind of bring them up on the show. So like,
yeah,
it's something you can listen to while you're driving, and you'll learn 10 things at one time.
And I try to pick out ones that would appeal to a lot of different guys. And a lot of times they're bike specific, but many times they're questions that would appeal, to a lot of other bikes as well.
Yeah. Yep. And when we have a good run going, we get a lot of questions. It'll be wide ranging, and I'll just go deep in the weeds on something, but I always try to break it back down to someone who's maybe a new rider and they don't know what sag is, for instance. Yeah. They don't understand what kind of how tire pressure matters. They don't even know what a Mousse is, for instance. So we kind of hit all things. Yeah. Well, it sounds good, and thanks for coming on. We'll see you out on the trail, Jay, and then you're gonna have to change my tires. Hey, swing by when it cools down. Swing by. I'll take it for another little trail ride. I'll show you where that gearing selection was improper for your Yamaha.
Okay.
Okay. Talk to you later. See ya.
Thanks. Good. Have fun, Jimmy's.
Will do.
Yeah. See you, buddy.
Okay, that was Jay Clark, everybody.
Very good. Very good.
He's been around the industry for a long time. He started by kind of repping for different companies. Well, that's why I said we called him Wiseco Jay, because he would get you Wiseco pistons, come and rebuild your bike. He was Dunlop Jay because he was doing the tire service for all the editorial outlets. He got into building a lot of project bikes, and so when you see a lot of the project bikes in the magazines back in the day, and now on the different outlets and stuff, he's there, and they're working on all different kinds of stuff. So I was never a big utilizer of Jay because I like to do kind of very specific stuff, for instance. But man, when we were doing these, like I call them eye candy bikes, just all the stuff, he was a great source to get all that things from. So pretty good. Okay, well, I think that's it. Didn't the Honda Desert teams drill hole in specific spots in the frame for flex? They did, and they still do. And all manufacturers, all guys that test to a high level do stuff like that. Not just Desert. They do it with motocross. They're welding, adding stiffness here, taking it out there because, basically they're dealing with a production bike and they're trying to make it work for a specific reason. And those riders have very, very specialized needs. Okay.
And is that what level is that production bike aimed at? Since he's talking Honda, Chase Sexton versus average Honda consumer.
Well, maybe Jet Lawrence
or Jet Lawrence. I'm sorry.
Or when Chase was on the Hondas and
yeah. I don't know why that little flashback there.
Yeah.
But I know they want a Jet to win on it, but they better make it where everybody else likes it too.
That's the thing is when they they have their bike. They have their
Jet's bike wouldn't work for a normie, a regular guy.
I think you'd be surprised. I don't know. I haven't ridden it. I know some people have, but I've ridden a lot of different. I've ridden a ton of different works bikes over the years, for sure.
Yeah.
And in my time in doing that, some of them were frankly some of the worst bikes I've ever ridden. Jeremy McGrath's Supercross bike, I think, is the second worst bike I've ever ridden. I think the ATK 500 or 700 was the worst bike I've ever ridden. But Jeremy, it was just, for me, it was unrideable. It was like the Stark in 80 horsepower mode, but it was only a 252 stroke and it wasn't that smooth. But it was made to come out of the inside line of a turn and clear a triple.
Yeah.
And he made it work, and nothing against him or the way they had it set up, because it worked. And he was very particular about his setup, and he knew it worked. But anyhow, so you know, with the production bike, you know what you're starting with, but then can they make it meet the rider's special needs and what kind of characteristics?
Yeah, they're not going to like something that they can't get to where they want it. But who's the focus
at a factory intermediate? I say an average weight, average height, intermediate level of whatever ability. So higher than what normal is. But because everybody you don't want to build a bike underneath or beneath the public, but it's something you can aspire to. But if you're going to go to that next to that 10/10th, like I hop on all these bikes right now, every single 450 off-road 450 we just rode at Glen Helen a couple weeks ago, I could hop on and race. I was just more comfortable on some more than others, and I was a little bit heavy for the springs, right? But everything about him, it's like, this thing is so much better than the bike I was riding 10 years ago in almost every aspect. But they, and I'm what am I? If I were just, I'm probably intermediate speed regular person. But at age,
no, you're a little bit.
At age, I'm better.
But even just straight up against the kids, you're a little better than that.
Yeah. So yeah, the bikes they work there, but then you start knowing like what the next step is. And for me, I don't really have to do any extreme stuff to get there. But then again, I ride so much production stuff, I'm used to it. If I was used to having if I ran a really stiff fork because I wanted the safety, I wanted to be able to hit things that hard. And then when you start doing that, it's way stiffer than what stock was designed for. Well, then maybe you need some stiffer chassis stuff. And then maybe because you stiffen up the front of the chassis, the back end doesn't track properly. And then you start chasing, it's all the stuff they chase in production testing when they go make a change. It's like, okay, you made an improvement here, but you lost something there. How do we get that back, or where the happy medium is? So that
answers it. I was curious. It does. They do have a target area that they and they go at. It's not Jet, and it's not the guy who's never rode one either. It's upper level. It's a 7.
I guess that's where it's at. I mean, I've been kind of told that it's in motocross they want to target the intermediate guy. They want the intermediate guy, and a lot of them, even though I know it's intermediate. When you ask their intermediate, if you ask the guy that's the guy that's bringing the bike to the development day, it's like, okay, they'll say high level, intermediate. And you ask the marketing guy, it's like, oh, we target for the top pros. Look at our bike, it's racing every weekend. It's like, okay. So and that's the hard thing that they struggle with these days, is if guys have a bad day, it's like they start blaming it on the bike, or people switch brands and they go, oh, look, the guy can't ride that bike. And that could be true, or and I'm the first guy to say it's all in their heads.
100%.
It's you could maybe change a little bit something in your riding technique a little bit. Maybe you don't want to, but that's something you could do. So all different kinds of things. So okay, that's it. I'm winding down, but I'm gonna do this. This is what I'm gonna do to end the show. I just open one up. I'm going to do a short one, so I don't know how this is going to go. And then I'm turning this show off. So everybody, thanks for joining in.
It's time for poetry.
It's time for a little poetry. This is from Jerry's new book, Concrete Balloons. And I'm going to scroll through here, and that looks breathe. That sounds like a safe one. Breathe. With that, we'll see you out in the trail. An
angry wind blew across the desert until it hits its mark, slicing into my rib cage. The braille of the gods. Gus up camp on the bones, each one claiming a lair, like a coagulated high-rise, full of whispers and dirty feathers, until I could grasp no more. The gales kept me alive, pumping non-stop. I could only lay quietly without speaking, now inept at pantomime. The spectators jeered and cobbled as one. This was now my fate, condemned for all eternity, though I had never asked to breathe.
Okay, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
If you liked what you saw in this video, come check us out over at dirtbiketest.com on the webs. We have bike tests, product tests, a lot of fresh dirt, and you can even support us by clicking through our links. Hopefully, we'll see you out in the trail.